Right. Can one confirm that I am audible? Children, can you confirm that I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Wow, I know they can.
Yes, audible.
Why I know the. Can one confirm that I am audible? Can't you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Right. All right. Okay. Then I think you have you know me already, right? Then you have followed my BMA sessions, and today in me, I'm Dr. Susantha, and I'm teaching for this subject for a long period, and I'm already a lecturer for Central Florida University, and for chartered AAT, CIMA, and CMA, I'm teaching more than 2 decades, right? Then we will discuss what you have to face in the examination, right? Give me 1 second. Right, then, right. I have already prepared a mock paper, which what are the areas that all questions are coming to your examination, right? I think already received that, right? And let me share the paper and we will go through a revision with the paper, right? I have prepared a full paper with according to the structure what AAT Institute use and target areas, frequently asked questions, guide you through the syllabus to get to know about what is the ecosystem of the paper, right? Okay, now first of all, we'll discuss what is the structure of the paper, right? Business management paper. Then normally you have 3 hours to write and 15 minutes allocated for reading. And don't forget to read the paper, right? Then that is up to you using how many times you are using for reading, how many times, what is the time you are allocating for writing. But allocate more, but you have to go through the paper and you need thorough understanding about the questions, right? And don't waste more time for that. And yeah, not, but the OTQ section is okay. Then if you know, if you have went through the syllabus, then that is petty thing to write for this type of questions. But for the second part, B and C, part C is very critical, right? Then I have to allocate more time for that. This is a 100 marks paper. Right. And this altogether, we'll see this is the structure of paper, right? And all questions to be answered, right? Section A, that is, we know that as OTQ, right? OTQ. And first of all, let me introduce you this 5 questions you can MCQ questions. There are 5 MCQs, and you have to fill blanks with given term, right? There are another 10 questions, right? Up to 10. Another 5 to fill blanks, and another 5 to write direct answers, right? Write direct answers. And then the section B, each question allocated marks are 10, right? 10 marks allocated. And each question is focuses mainly for one special matter, one special topic. But the section C altogether, all knowledge what you have gained through this BMA curriculum, you have to use those all knowledges to write the 7th question. Then I have to say, right, you have to go through the entire syllabus, right? But you are not you are not supposed to answer any questions out of the syllabus. There are no possible questions like that, right? Out of the syllabus, that means out of your study text, right? Then there is no such possibility to ask any question, right? I have action verb list, but I have not included that action verb list in this paper, right? Download any related BMA paper from the AAT website, then you can get action verbs for this paper, right? Right. Then we will start our discussion. Okay. Question 1, right? Now, question 1, you have to get, I have explained what is the format of the question 1, right? 112, 112, 115, 110, and 115. You have to answer these questions, right? Okay. Question number 1, right? Now, this is related to your very first lesson. Most correct answer for question number 11 to 15. Write the number of the selected answer booklet. Select the number of the selected answer in the booklet with the number assigned to the question, right? What is the number assigned to the question that you have to write in the answer booklet, right? Right, we'll go through the first question, and question number 1. What is the correct management process? What is the correct sequence of management process, right? Now, normally we know there are 4 steps of management, right? Management process. Normally, the management process is starting from planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, right? It's not reading. Please correct it. This is leading, right? Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. I think this is misspelled, right? Organizing, leading, and controlling. Question number 3, right? See, organizing, planning, controlling, and leading or controlling, planning, and organization. You can guess now. We know what is the first phase of management. That is planning. Last one, controlling, right? Then finally here, planning, controlling, organizing, leading, and controlling, right? That is the course of managerial process. This is related with your first lesson, right? Correct answer is answer 3. What is not primary activity is Porter's value. In Porter's value chain, we have understand business activities. Porter has divided into few main 2 sections: primary activities and support activities. right? Primary activities and support activities. Now, see, these primary activities and support activities mean primary activities are core activities, right? Core activities of this managerial process. If you can understand this Porter's 5 for us, right? In primary activities, Porter introduces main few, right? Few activities. Activity 1 of Porter's 5 force, that is inbound. Let me draw that, right? Inbound logistic. Inbound logistic, operations, outbound logistic, right? Sales and marketing, finally the operations. Service, customer service, right? Those are main in primary activity, right? The question is asking what is not a primary activity. Inbound logistic is primary activity, right? Firms infrastructure is not primary activity, that is firms infrastructure. Now I'm going to draw that, right? Normally it is right. There are a few primary activities and supportive activities, right? Our support activity shows here and primary activity shows here. First one is inbound logistics, operation, outbound logistics, sales and marketing, and the services, right? Now here, firms infrastructure, human resource management, procurement, right? And technological development. Those are support activities, right? You can get the diagram from your study text, right? You can refer to two lessons get to know what is Porter's 5 force analysis. One is in operations management lesson 3, operations management, has introduced about the value addition of value addition, that is talking about value addition related with Porter's 5 force, right? Sorry, Porter's value chain analysis. And again, there's a discussion in strategic management, right? Here, the inbound logistics, firms infrastructure, sales and marketing, operations. Out of all these, we can say firms infrastructure is support activity, right? That is support activity. That is not a primary activity. Porter's 5 force analysis. Sorry, value chain analysis. Now you are learning a few theories of Porter, right? Theories of Michel Porter. You are learning value chain, you are learning 5 force analysis, you are learning strategic clock, and you are generic strategies of Porter, right? Those theories are asking frequently. Partnering with raw material supplier is. Now, in strategic management, we have learned different strategies, right? Integration. Integration is strategy, right? We have discussed main few types of strategies, right? Forward integration. Second is backward integration. Third is horizontal integration, right? What is forward integration? This is happening. Forward integration and backward integration, that happens to a supply chain, right? That happens to a example, right? we can say raw material supplier, then the firm, right? Then another wholesaler, retailer. Now this is the firm, right? This is the forward part, this is the backward part, right? If this firm is integrated with backward part, right, to get a control of that, that is known as backward integration. This is forward integration. As an example, wholesaler or retailer with integrating, if the firm is integrating with wholesaler or retailer, that is known as forward integration. As an example, think a bakery manufacturer. As an example, think Pure & Sons, right? If they are partnering with Prima, right? Prima, what is the relationship with the Pure & Sons and Prima? Now, Prima is the raw material supply, wheat flour. Then the Pure & Sons can build a greater control over Prima. Then there is no doubt about the raw material supply, right? And if he is going to integrate with fast food chain, that is forward integration, right? Then the raw material supply is backward integration, right? The backward part, as an example, in operation, this part is suppliers area, this part is customers area. If integrating with customers area, that is forward integration. If integrating with suppliers area, that is backward integration. Partnering with raw material supply is then is raw material supply, then it's supposed to be backward integration. Correct answer is answer number 4. What is correctly represent SMART objective? SMART mean all these letters. S stand specific, M stand for measurable, for achievable, R stand for realistic, T is stand for time bound. Check. S specific, M achievable, realistic, time bound. The first answer is correct. Second, sustainability is not that. M is not maturity, that is measurable. Sustainable, measurability, achievability, realistic, time bound. Correct sequence is, correct identification is answer number 1, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. This is time bound, correct it. Time bound, right? That is time bound, correct it. I'm sorry, mistakes in the paper. Analyzing real position of company related with its competitors as competitors. There are many analyses, right? In the same industry, if organization is going to understand where they are, right? The place, what is the area they have captured from the entire industry, right? They are marking that. That is benchmarking, right? Out of competitors, what is the real position of the organization in the industry? That is benchmarking. The correct answer is 3. Right. Those are all 5 questions. MCQs. Select the correct word or words from those given within the brackets, right? 1.6, the process of formally introducing an employee to the organization is known as, this is in the human resource management, HRM, right? In HRM, properly introducing a person is induction. What is recruitment? Recruitment is build up the potential candidate, right? Industry, that is induction. Introducing properly a person, employee into the organization, that is induction. Recruitment is just getting different candidates, potential candidates for interview, that is known as blank, clarity, industry is a requirement of successful brand, not industry. There are many requirements in brand. Now you can find the answer from the lesson marketing. Clarity is this should be, brand should be clear. Brand should understand by other people. Clarity is the requirement. Industry is not a requirement. Breaking entire market is different sections based on criteria such as geography and demography is known as. This is, now we have understand in marketing something called STP marketing, right? S stand for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. This is STP marketing, right? STP marketing, right? Clarity or STP marketing, sorry. Breaking entire market into different sections, that is segmentation. Segmentation, we can identify different categories. As an example, that may be geography. What is the requirement of goods and services according to geographical areas, right? And age, right? That is demographical thing, right? As maybe religion. We can identify different requirements of people and we can divide the entire market into small areas, different areas. That one piece what we have identified in that case, that is known as segmentation, right? Thing is that introducing good or service to the market, that is positioning. This is segmentation, right? Segmentation. Right. Democratic, autocratic leaders are always considered of team members. Now, these team members, understanding, considering members, leaders are democratic leaders are like that. For Mahatma Gandhi is a democratic leader. Hitler is autocratic leader. Autocratic considering about opinion of other people, right? Autocratic leaders are they are implementing their decisions without any consideration about team members. Their consideration is all team members to be obeyed to them, right? Now Hitler, Mussolini, they are autocratic. Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Diana, we can consider them as democratic leaders, right? Then that is, now you have to understand what are the types of leaderships. Quality of product was the main concern. This is asking about different orientations of marketing. We have discussed about production orientation, product orientation, right? Product orientation and marketing orientation, societal marketing orientation. Now, these are asking concern about the product, quality of product. That is product orientation, right? In production, what was happened? In production, that considers the volume and availability of products. Price. That is the main concentration of production. If you have more goods into the market and that's selling in lower price compared to other, that concern in the first era, that means the production orientation. Product orientation is the manufacturer should consider about products, right? Then that is product orientation. Please, those all what we considered in that particular lesson, right? This lesson is marketing, right? Marketing lesson, you can identify all these orientations, marketing orientations. Okay. You have another 5 questions to write, right? Then each question's worth 2 marks, right? Each question worth 2 marks. you have 5 sections. List resistances for list down to resistance of effective communications. List down 2 resistance, right? What are the resistance for communication? Right? There may be physiological resistance. Maybe what are the physiological resistance? Maybe deaf, if they can't hear, if they can't speak, those are physiological resistance. This man can't speak, then how he can communicate? Right? If this man can't hear, right? Those are physiological. And there are some barriers too. Psychological resistance are there. Shyness. Some people they are fear to, or they are shy to speak in public. Right? That is one resistance to effective communication. Lack of technical knowledge, that is resistance. As an example, think today's communication method over electronic mail, maybe over some cloud platforms, right? Maybe over some social media. If they don't have such knowledge about such technological platforms, right? That is another barrier, right? You can see barriers. I have listed 3 psychological barriers like shyness, and physiological barriers like deaf, right? Then those are resistance for effective communication. List 2 tasks performed by manager. Managers are performing different tasks, right? What is it? Sometimes managers are working as spokesman. Sometimes they are working as information, right? Sometimes they are working as decision makers. You can find these different tasks, right? Different tasks performed by manager from lesson second lesson, right? Lesson 2. There are different tasks introduced by different theorists. We have listed those in your study text. You are not supposed to answer any questions out of the syllabus, out of the study text, right? All questions are made from the study text, right? Follow that thoroughly. And presentations we have uploaded, right? Then go through those all and go what we have given. Go through our discussions, some mock papers we have discussed, right? Then you can ready for this, and don't forget to answer all questions given in past examination papers, right? 114, 2 social needs identified in the hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy of needs, it says different levels of needs, physiological needs, right? And esteem needs. There are different types of needs. Social needs. What are social needs, right? Under social needs, what they are expecting, right? They are expecting relationships, and they are expecting love and caring, right? They are recognition in the society, right? Those are social needs, right? You can watch the lesson again. You can identify. I forgot that, no? Right, okay. I'm sorry. 1.13, list 2 advantages of direct distribution. Now, there are direct distribution as well as indirect distribution, right? Now, manufacturer can distribute through a distribution channel, right? Maybe going to wholesaler, then retailer, and final to customer. That is indirect distribution, right? Direct This manufacturer is directly going to customer and they are distributing, right? That is known as direct distribution. The best example is Chupan, right? Now, the bread we can buy, not only bread, many bakery items we can buy from the delivery atta, right? That is commonly we known as chum, right? That is direct distribution method. The manufacturer is sending goods directly to customer, right? That is direct distribution. No more intermediaries, right? No more intermediaries between manufacturer or a producer and customer. What is the advantage? Advantage is the price will be low. Why? If this is indirect distribution, these products going through a long supply chain, right? Then what is happening? Manufacturer is keeping his margin, the profit margin. Then in wholesaler is adding his profit margin. Retailer is adding his profit margin. Finally, customer has paid these margins. If manufacturer is sending, then customer is getting that lower price, as well as manufacturer also can get higher profit margin, right? That is one advantage. Higher, the lower price, right? Product can offer to consumers in lower price, and suppliers, that means the manufacturer, is earning higher profit, right? He can increase little bit. Finally, that is less into distributing through lengthy supply chain. These two social needs are that I discussed. All right. Another advantage is there is a direct connection with customer and the supplier. Then they have direct communication, right? Then manufacturer or the producer is know what is the customer satisfaction. They have direct relationship, right? They can provide better customer service, right? Those are advantages of direct distribution, right? In indirect distribution also there are many advantages, right? The risk distributes among people, right? And we can offer better transportation methods, right? Distributors know what is the better transportation method. There are advantages and disadvantages, black and white, right? We can understand with different customers, different methods of distribution. List down 2 factors affect to successful demand forecasting. What is demand forecasting? What is demand forecasting? Demand forecasting means that we can understand what is the real situation. Based on that, we can decide about our production and the capacity. Read the lesson, operations management. Watch the lesson, operations management. You can understand many, right? Many factors are there in this particular scenario, right? What are those? Past experience of demand forecasting we can based on. Government regulations we can consider, right? Government regulations and different information results we have gained through market research we can consider, right? Like that, there are many factors to consider when we are in forecasting of demand. Demand forecast, right? This question is related to lesson operations management, lesson 3 in your study pack, and follow the lesson what we have uploaded, right? This is end of question number 1, right? 1 to 1-5 questions you have to answer. Now this type of question, this section is very important, right? And you can quickly answer, but don't be hurried. but you have to mark the correct answer, right? This is directly you can answer, but there is no, you can get half marks, right? Half marks, if say list down 2 factors, if you are going to list 1, then you are getting 1, you are not getting half marks. Why? Then you have to list down, you have to write the exact answer, right? These are not sections included in section B. Okay, altogether 15 sections. And this section B, right? Section B, section number 2. That's a small case. Business environment is highly dynamic. Dynamic means this is changing, right? Dynamic. Static means that is not changing, right? Business environment is highly dynamic. To face this dynamism, skilled and innovative contribution of management is required. Factors from the external environment are uncontrollable. Management supposed to adapt these changes in order to ensure the long-term existence in the industry. This is true. Now, which organization, which company is adapted to changes, right? Now, normally we know those are triggers. Actually, external factors are triggers for change. Read the change management and business environment, then you can understand this very well. There's a small case given. Explain 3 skills required by manager, right? Explain 3 skills required by manager. There are many skills required by managers. Communication skills, right? And give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, sorry. Yeah. Right, sorry. Yeah. Now, we have identified different skills. Actually, we have identified main 3 skills in management. Managers should know, they should have technical skills, interpersonal skills, and conceptual skills. Technical skills, interpersonal skills, and conceptual skills. Those are main 3 skills this manager should have, right? Then this is actually included in chapter 1, right? It takes lesson 1, right? There are requirements for good manager, right? For good manager, there are main 3 skills. What are conceptual skills, interpersonal skills, and technical skills. Right. Explain 3 challenges to manager in modern era. Right? Modern era. What are the challenges those? Right? There are different challenges. Right? Mainly we can say the main challenge of managers, main challenges to managers is globalization challenges, right? Answer for these challenges, right? One is globalization. Globalization. Why? The globalization means there is expand to other areas, other territories, actually, other territories. Professionals live in the country. Yeah, that is also a main challenge, right? That is one challenge, right? One is the globalization. Globalization means that organizations are trying to deal with our territories. That means they are not only limited to their domestic, right? But businesses are growing. Then managers are facing particular challenge, right? And other thing is some social responsibilities and ethical matters, right? Ethical matters. Then that is another challenge. They have to comply with those CSR matters, right? Code of ethics, definitely this they have to comply with, right? And some forces, external environment like information technology, right? Gaining information technology art, that is the area changing very quickly. Very fast this is changing, right? Then adapting to this change in technology is another. And the diversification and what you mean diversity of the society, diversity of labor force, right? These are challenges for main situations, main challenges for in modern era, right? You have to list only 3. For that 3, you have 3 marks, right? You have to 3. Don't go to write 4, then you are not getting additional mark for that, right? Don't waste your time like that. Right? 3 is explain 2 ways. Correct this. Explain 2 ways that management can respond to social situation like COVID. How managers can respond to that? How managers can respond by introducing people into technology and let their employees to work in home, telecommuting, work in home in telecommuting. They can improve technological infrastructures and let people to work in their home, working from remote locations, right? That is one advantage that normally in pandemic situation, then we expected social distances too. Then that is when people to work at home, same way we worked at home in COVID-19 period, right? That is one you have to explain. Another thing is managers can introduce some online platforms to get orders online, and managers can home delivery systems, right? And if this is a service organization, they can arrange some online consultancies, right? You can explain any of these. You can explain only 2, right? Then 3, 3, 6, and 4 for last question, right? There are 3 questions. Then If asked 3, explain 3 skills required by manager and given 3 marks, that means you are getting 1 for each explanation, right? Explain 3 challenges challenges to managers in modern era, 3 marks given, then you are getting 1 mark for each, right? Okay, like that. Marks allocation is like that. You have to arrange your this answer like according to that, right? ABC is a supermarket network in Colombo, Kandy and Kurunegala. It says these supermarket branches spread in these cities where Colombo, Kandy and Kurunegala. Senior management of ABC is looking forward to expand their market to other areas of island too. They want to expand those to other areas. Kandy and Colombo, then maybe they are thinking to expand to Matara, Galla, Hambantota, Badulla, Jaffna, Halawata, many areas are there, right? Explain 3 reasons why planning is important to a company like ABC. Why planning is important, right? Why planning is important, then you have to read the lesson planning, right? We have discussed many about planning, right? We have discussed about rational model, right? We have said that there are some natures of planning, right? Why planning is important? Then you have to explain 3 reasons that provides the guidance to organization. Planning provides the guidance to organization. That is very important. Planning is providing guidance to organization, how things to be done, right? How things to be done, that explained by the planning. That is providing guidance, right? That is providing guidance. What else? And planning is eliminating some threats due to uncertainty, right? When in the planning, the organization is supposed to understand, management is supposed to understand what is the possible threats. Then what are the solutions to avoid these, right? This is one, right? Avoid the uncertainty, right? And it is, yes, it is improving the efficiency. We can plan it to use resources efficiently. Good answer has given one student, right? And why we are planning, that is encouraging managers, and that is to managers to make decisions effectively. That helps to decision making, right? And planning encourage for creative ideas. Planning encourage for creative ideas, right? These are main, right? Explain 3 reasons why planning is important to company. You have to explain only 3. Now I have given many things, many reasons, right? That is encouraging the organization to efficient use of resources, to use efficient resources using efficiently, right? It is providing guidance to the organization. The planning provides the guidance, and that is avoiding, mitigating the risk. That is mitigating the risk, right? And that is improving creative ideas, right? That is leveraging the process of decision making, right? Then you can explain, right? There are many reasons given, right? Then you can explain 3 out of these. explain the way that ABC can use STP marketing when they expect into their market expand to, when they expect in their other areas in the country, when they are expecting to increase their market into other, how this organization can use STP marketing. What is STP marketing? You explain that first. STP marketing is segmentation, targeting, and positioning, right? Now, in other areas, right? Requirements of people may be different from one area to another area, geographical. This is geographical segmentation. We can segment based on that to identify different and why this then they can find if we are selecting particular segment, that segment supposed to be sufficient enough to earn considerable profit, right? Then we can understand everything. That is segmentation. We can identify what are the requirements of, right? Targeting means then we can identify different areas that, and under targeting, the organization can think about the target market, in which areas we are going to provide services. Sometimes it's like this: the goods and services, the portfolio of products. We can offer the same portfolio of product we are using in Colombo to another area. We can't introduce that to Hambantota. We can't introduce that to Bibile. We can't introduce that to another rural areas. Their lifestyle is different. Then the supermarket can understand, right? They can decide which we are going to position in mean. Then we can apply this supermarket can apply the marketing mix, right? They can apply marketing mix to sell their products in the particular market segment. That is the way ABC can use. STP stand for what? First, you have to explain what is STP. What is STP? STP is S stand for segment, T stand for targeting, P stand for positioning. First, you have to explain that segmentation, targeting, and positioning, right? Segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Right. This we have explained in lessons, as well as this is in your study text too. List down 4 characteristics for good information in the context of decision making. We have discussed many, right? We have discussed many. This you are learning in ISD too, right? I'm the one teach for that lesson too, ISD, right? Accuracy, accurate. Accurate, according to this few letters, we can identify many. A stand for accurate, C stand for complete. Next stand for cost effective. U stand for usability, stand for relevancy. A stand for accessibility. R stand for relevancy. T stand for trustworthiness. And another E is easy to understand, right? This I have given: accuracy, cost effectiveness, completeness, usability, relevancy, accessibility, right? Accessibility, understandability, trustworthiness, right? Easy to use. There are many I have given in the tutorial, as well as I have given in I have discussed that in the lesson 2. What is done by positioning? Positioning means, you know what about marketing mix, right? Price, place. These marketing mix we can apply in that. How we are going to practically introduce a product to the target market, that is positioning. Right? How we can introduce them. We are selecting what is the media we are going to communicate with our customers, right? The target audience, right? And applying all, then we are deciding what is the price suitable for the each segment, right? That is positioning. Then we are applying the marketing mix to the particular segment, that is positioning. Understood? Right. If so, we'll go to the next question. Question number 4. Proper management of business operation is very important. Do an organization in order to this is not do, to an organization in order to ensure productivity and efficiency. Ensure productivity and efficiency. Power delegation is another required fact when organization become larger. Explain 3 advantages of power delegation. Right? Read the lesson. Right? Leadership. In the leadership, we can understand about power delegation. Let me know this. What is the lesson correctly? I'll give you the lesson number. This is the right. This is chapter 2. Chapter 2 and the subtopic is subpart is, I think this is 2.2. This is, yes, 2.2, right? 2.2. Okay, now what is the importance, advantages of power delegation, right? Then this is very important for the productive management. Once we have delegate power, then the responsibility spreads among other people, right? Other people in the management hierarchy. Then all people, they are committed to the successful management, then that became very productive, right? Another thing is employees are more, normally humans are motivated with power, right? Employees are motivated once they get responsibilities and power, employees are motivated, right? Then that is the second one. And that is creating a good relationship between other among the hierarchy. In the hierarchy, the power delegation builds a good relationship and connectivity, right? And that is providing connectivity as well as that is very good for employee development, right? You have to explain 3 out of these, right? And you are getting 6 marks. 6 marks allocated for these 2 questions. 6 marks mean per each explanation in the for one question, each explanation you are getting 2 marks. 2 into 3 is 6 marks. Right? Explain the stages of capacity management. capacity management is the lesson 3. Lesson 3 is operation management. We are talking about capacity management under lesson 3, right? In lesson 3, under this operations management, we have discussed about different capacity planning, right? What is over capacity, what is lower capacity, right? Everything we have discussed, right? Everything we have discussed. Now we can plan capacity according to different criterias, right? We can plan capacity according to demand, right? Demand, right? According to different factors, we can plan the capacity. Now we have discussed about the strategies of capacity management, right? Then mainly we can identify fixed capacity levels. Fixed capacity level means we are not changing capacities according to demand. We are producing in a fixed amount of, right? Capacity is same. This is very suitable for bulk mass production methods. Normally, like production of FMCG, as an example, think about soap, right? They are not producing one. They have a fixed production method, that is mass production, quantities, right? And they can maintain a fixed capacity for a longer period, since they are not supposed to increase their production capacity suddenly, right? That is one, right? One strategy. And other one is running behind the demand. Then the capacity is changing according to the demand. Change in capacity according to the demand. When demand increases, company organization is increasing the production capacity. And third strategy is demand management. Then we are not going to change the production. We are going to change the demand. For that, the organization should have separate authority. That means this can do by organizations like monopolistic organization, right? If they have proper hold in the organization on the market, then they can change the demand. If not so, they can't. As an example, think about advertising, demand for advertising in TV channels, right? Off-peak hour, off-peak time, the demand is very low, right? As an example, think morning to evening, that is very low, right? Now their advertising method is totally allocated for ladies, right? Cooking programs related to that, and beauty culture, right? Those programs are telecasting in the morning, but they can manage demand. If they are going to offer discounts when they are advertising in daytime, that means the peak, off-peak time, the demand. The third strategy is change in demand. There are only 3 strategies: fixed production capacity, fixed level of capacity, and second, running behind the demand, and third is demand management, right? Demand management. You have to explain these 3. Explain strategies of capacity management, right? You supposed to list, you are getting 3 marks for listing and explaining another one. If you are explaining others, then you are getting altogether 6 marks allocated for question number 4. Right. Question number 5. Factors of business environment can be considered as trigger to change the organization. Managing of change in is crucial part according to any business. Some changes are planned and some are unplanned, right? Some are unplanned. Normally, planned changes are planned. We are saying those are planned changes. Unplanned changes are known as emergent change. Emergent changes, that is, suddenly occurs, those organizations is adapting for that. Explain the difference between planned and emergent changes. Planned changes are predicted and understood by the organization. These changes to be happen. These changes to be take place. As an example, if this is going to change their production method within next 2 years, then that is planned change, right? Another one is, if organization has to change their business method against to the suddenly occurred pandemic situation, that is emergent change. Then they are changing. The best in COVID-19 period, organizations are changed. That is immediately they had to change. Those known as emergent change. They started to deliver online. They started to deliver different. They started to accept online payments, right? List down main 3 strategies. Explain the concept of force field analysis in operations, in strategic management, right? Not in operations management, in strategic management, not in strategic management, in change management, right? About the force field analysis, right? Force field analysis. This is introduced by Cotter, C-O-T-T-E-R, Cotter. Now, what is this? Now, there are main 2 forces, right? There are forces that encourage the change, and there are forces that discourage the change. Then, these 2 changes interact with each other, and finally, coming for a conclusion that is known as equilibrium, right? 2 forces are interact and coming for a conclusion. That means a fixed position, right? Then there are 2 forces. What are these 2 forces? Encouraging forces and discouraging forces for change. Finally, coming for a specific equilibrium that is known as the force field analysis, right? Introduced by Cotter, right? Explain the concept of force. You are getting 3 marks. Explain that. That has explained in management. List down main 3 strategies of Porter's generic strategies, right? In Porter's generic strategies, we have discussed main 3 forces, right? Force, right? List down 3 strategies. What are the strategies that Porter has introduced as generic strategies, right? This changes another. That is known as generic strategies, right? Add one to list down 3 strategies of Porter's generic strategies. That is the theory. Generic strategies. Only 3 strategies are there. One is the cost leadership. cost leadership, second one is differentiation strategy, third one is focus strategy. Right? These strategies introduced by Michel Porter, right? Right. Question number 6. Marketing plays a key role in an organization. Qualities of chosen marketing strategies and tactics decide the success or failure of the organization, right? This is a marketing statement as given as the case. First one, explain 3 variables of extended marketing mix. Explain 3 variables of extended marketing mix. Correct it. Right? Extended mix. Right. In marketing mix, we have understood 4P marketing, which known as traditional marketing mix. Right? And we added another 3. Then 7P is known as extended marketing mix. What are those marketing mix here? Right? Process. Right? Process, people, and physical evidence. Right? This is actually extended marketing mix. Right? Clearly listen. Extended marketing introduced for services. This is also known as service marketing mix. Right? It is very difficult to understand in service marketing. Right? In service marketing context, it is very difficult to understand. And that is very important. First is process. The process to provide services. Right? There's a specific process. Right? Services mean, as an example, think about hospital. Right? This service to be organized according to the higher customer satisfaction. Right? If not so, customers will dissatisfy. Right? Then the process is very important. This process to be formulate, process to be introduced, process to be applied, where customers are easy to get this service. Right? Customers not supposed to face difficulties when they are getting service. Then process to be modified, process to be introduced according to that. Second is people. Right? The people who are providing the services, we can't separate the service from those people and consume that. But goods are not like that. Goods we can separate from people and we can consume that separately. But services we can't. When we are getting treatment from doctor, until the treatment finishes, we have to contact with the doctor. We have to be with him. Doctor is treating. There's a connectivity until he in the treatment. Then that is people. Physical evidence is the good physical evidence is okay. We can hand over the goods, then we know that good delivered. But service delivered to particular person correctly, we can't clearly guess. We can't clearly get to know that service is delivered properly. As an example, if doctor is treating a particular student, a particular patient, then how we can get to know that doctor has delivered the thing? We can get to know when this patient is satisfied about the treatment. We should have separate method to get to know that, right? Then these 3 elements of service mix, that means the 7P, that is the extended marketing mix. These 3 you have to explain. Explain the meaning of brand loyalty. What is the brand loyalty? Brand loyalty is if customer is not ready to purchase any brand, any competitive brand other than the considering brand, that is known as the brand loyalty for specific brand. As an example, if I am buying mobile phones, if I am continuously buying Huawei, then I am loyal to that product. If I am buying always I am buying Apple phones, then I can say I am loyal to Apple, right? Then that is the brand loyalty. Consumer not ready to purchase any product in addition to this, right? What is the considering product? And third is state 4 methods of digital marketing. How we can market a product for digitally? How can we produce some? How we can market product, right? How we can market the particular product? That is very difficult to market, right? There are many sources. That is not like traditional market, right? That is not like traditional market. That is really, there are different methods. What are those, right? You have to state 4. What is the first one? We can use electronic mail, email marketing, right? Email marketing. What else? Email marketing, content marketing. We can use some contents like statistics, right? Like that we can use methods. Give me 1 second. Right. Then one is email marketing, content marketing, mobile marketing, social media marketing. These are main methods of digital marketing, right? You have to list at least 4. 4 is enough actually, but you are getting 4 marks for that. This is very important part, right? You should learn how to how we can read study, right? Reading case study, you learn to read few case studies given in your exams, examination papers, right? Right, we will try to understand this. Crowns Limited is operates last 15 years in the field of tourism. This is tourism, a company in tourism industry, maybe tourist company. Originally, it was a private company. This is private limited company originally, limited liability company, but that is private company. Started as a tour operator. Company started as tour operator. Within last 10 years, they could start a ticketing company as a subsidiary of company of Crowns Private Limited, right? Under Crowns Private Limited, they could start a air ticketing company which is involved in the tourism. They started 2 5-star hotels in Habarana and Hikkadu, right? They have 2 tourist hotels, 5-star hotels in Habarana and Hikkadu. Directors of Crowns Limited are looking forward, say are looking forward by by shares of, correct this, by shares of a leading airline. Due to the Easter Sunday attack, COVID-19 pandemic and economic and political crisis occurred in 2022. These are problems that we have faced, right? One after one, those attacks to tourism industry. Easter Sunday attack, tourists, they reduced visit to Sri Lanka. And economic crisis, that's also same. COVID-19 also same, right? Then crisis occurred in 2022. Crown Limited reported huge loss after economic crisis, right? Foreign investors are interested. After economic crisis, foreign investors are interested to invest in tourism industries, right? There's a potential investment, right? Right. Then you have asked 6 questions from this case study. You should understand this in different ways. What are the strategies, right? What kind of strategy of marketing? What kind of operation, right? We'll see. Identify, explain diversification strategy followed by the Crowns Limited. What are diversification limit? Right now, this has diversified in what is this? Crowns Limited in company operates in 15 years. Originally, it was a private company in tour operator. Within last 10 years, they could start an air ticketing company. What? Air ticketing company as a subsidiary. Now that is related to tourism, tour guide and air ticketing. What else? They have 5-star hotel, 5-star hotels. That is also tourism. And they are planning to buy shares of a leading airline. Then what are those? These diversifications are known as related diversification. These known as related diversification, right? This is not going to, yes, this is related diversification. Why? All these diversifications are related with tourism industry, right? All these are related with tourism industry, right? Identify and explain diversification strategy of. Now, related diversification strategy is they are diversified familiar businesses with the original business. Now, in this particular concept, originally they are now starting to tourist hotels, 5-star hotels, that is also related with the tourism. And buying shares of air ticketing, airline is also related to tourism, and air ticketing company also related to tourism. Here, as a tour operator, what they can do? They can arrange everything what tourist needs. They can arrange accommodation in their 5-star hotels. They can arrange ticketing, right? And this ticketing company can arrange from the airline, which they have considerable number of shares. All these we can know those as related diversification, or we can say that is vertical diversification, right? Identify and explain the opportunity and threat. One opportunity and one threat related to Crown. What is the opportunity? First, we will identify. One opportunity is there's a potential investment, right? There's a potential investment. We can say there are threats from external environment. You can list down any COVID-19 pandemic, Easter Sunday attack, economic crisis. These are threats. Then you can explain how this Easter Sunday attack then tourists are discouraged to come visit Sri Lanka, right? After that, the COVID-19 pandemic, right? Then all people in the world, they stopped tourism and they wanted to maintain the social distancing. And political and economic crisis, some countries listed Sri Lanka as countries without essentials like food and fuel, right? Then these are the threats you can list down. Identify and explain one opportunity and one threat. Now you know what is segmentation, right? Segmentation. Segmentation means breaking the market into different pieces, right? Explain the way of importance of geographical segmentation to this particular context. Now they can identify different tourists in different regions in the world, right? That is very important, right? Then they can offer services for those people, right? As an example, tourists or people who are coming from they are looking for very budget life in Sri Lanka, then definitely they can introduce some budgetary packs, right? That means they can offer some packages, they can combine some packages which is cheap. And people's coming from very some countries like UK, USA, then they can buy some expensive products for them. Then this is very important. The segmentation is important to a tourism company. Explain the way of importance of the geographical segmentation. That is the third answer. Advice about 4 ways how Crowns Limited can use digital marketing, right? Digital marketing, how they can use digital marketing. Now, this company can advertise ticketing sites like Agoda, right? Agoda is a ticketing site, then this company can directly invest, right? Company like Agoda. That is one. And they can use social media marketing. Social media marketing they can utilize. The second. They can use content marketing. They can create very attractive contents like tourism places in Sri Lanka and documentaries, and they can publish in media. Then definitely they will benefit it, right? Then they can use email campaigns. Then you can use, they can introduce mobile application, and they can use that mobile application to digital market, right? The advertising. Then you can explain few of these, right? Not few actually, you can explain 4 of these. Then Crown company can use those for digital marketing. Explain what is meant by pestle analysis and identify such factors in the scenario. Messages addressed in the meeting group chat will also appear. But I think you have a Google form in the chat, right? Please don't forget to submit that, right? Fill it and submit. Right? We have another class in, we have another lecture in another day. They will inform in information systems in digital environment. That is separate one, right? Okay. Explain what PESTEL analysis. PESTEL stand for what? Political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. Normally, PESTEL analysis is totally dedicated to scan the macro environment, right? Macro environment means the outer environment, which includes government, right? And foreign trade, right? And different factors like political factors, economic factors, right? Then how we can identify political, economic, social, technological, environment, and legal? We can find few, right? We can find all PESTEL factors. What you can find, you can list down those, right? P, political means there is a political crisis. E, economic crisis. S, social, COVID-19 pandemic. T, there's no technical thing. Then technology they have to use for this, right? Digital marketing, that is technological thing. Then they have to. Best you can identify. E and L figures are not included in the case study. All things you can find. What is mean by soft analysis? And identify main weakness of Crowns Limited caused to report huge loss, right? What is mean by SWOT? SWOT is analyzing internal and external environment. SW stand for strength and weakness, which is scanning the internal environment. OT stand for opportunities and threats, which analyzes external environment. Opportunities and threats from external environment, strengths and weakness from internal environment, right? Then soft analysis, we can, that is a SWOT analysis, right? We can identify bad factors and strong factors. That means weaknesses for bad, strengths for good factors. Or is opportunities positive factors, external positive factors, that is external negative factors. Why this report huge loss? Right? COVID-19 pandemic and political crisis occurred in 2022. Crown Limited reported huge loss. Crown Limited report a huge loss. Why? Crown Limited faced some threats from external environment. There are some social impacts, economic impacts, and political impacts. Crown has faced these, and Crown company faced a huge loss, especially Crown company. Crowns Limited is in, then definitely tourists didn't come after this particular situations. After Easter Sunday, after political, after COVID-19, with the COVID-19, and within our period of economic and political crisis, due to lack of essentials, many tourists didn't come to the Sri Lanka. Then definitely companies like Crowns Private Limited, they can't perform their businesses since there is no sufficient tourists in the country, right? That's why Crown reported huge loss, right? Crown's company reported huge loss, right? This is the paper I wanted to discuss, right? There were around complete paper, right? I think you got certain idea about how the questions are asking in and the way you have to write it, right? The way you have to write it. Okay, now I think you have understood very well how we answer for these questions. If you have any, then you can ask now, right? Now there is a Google form, then you have to submit that. That is in the Zoom chat. Please ask if you have any question. If you have anything to ask, please ask. Yes, students, you can unmute your microphone and ask any question if you have. If not so, do not hesitate to chat me. I'm in that common group, vLearning chat. Then you can find my number in the chat group, or you can commonly ask any question, right? Right, I got a chat. That's not done, that's from admin. You can unmute and you can ask. Any problem? No. Teams, no problems. Do not forget to submit your response to the Google form, right? Then you can fill that. You don't have any problem, no? Nimesha? Mishma? Any problem? Anything to ask? So please tell us the areas to refer from the each lesson separately. Oh, each lesson. I think this is the largest study text you have got, right? Now asking of questions that happens in different ways, right? Then you can think is, but I have given you frequently asking areas, that I have given questions from frequently asked areas, but I can't clearly say you have to look these areas, but definitely you have to thoroughly go through this. The best thing is go to, right, past examination. Yes, we have recorded the lesson. I think the admin will send you the recording link, right? The recording link, then you can download it, right? I will try to give you some past paper discussions to the WhatsApp group, right? I will send discussions, right? At least for that last case study, right? I will send you some links what I have done. Then you can follow those two. If you have any problem about any, send your message to the chat group, then I will respond, right? Okay then, there is no any problem. We'll say bye for now. Right? Okay, children. Then, good night, you all. We'll meet soon in session in ISD.